Habits are the building blocks of who you ultimately become. Routines and habits may feel limiting at times, but I personally find them liberating. Being disciplined means I get more done, which in turn gives me more time and freedom to have meaningful pursuits. Habits ground me and make me a better person, show up more present, and keeps me focused in a distracted world.
Hello, my name is Patty and welcome to my first video. Today we're going to be talking about habits and routines that are the building blocks to help me reach my goals. If you didn't know, by the end of 2018, I quit my full-time job as an accountant. So essentially, I work from home, I set my own schedule, which is why it's so crucial for me to have these routines in place, because otherwise I would just meander around and sleep until 9 and not even start my day until 12, which is kind of what happened the first week that I started my job. I think habits are seemingly small actions, but over time, they compound, they transform you, and ultimately, you become what your habits are. That's why these are so important to me, and without further ado, here are my habits and routines that I do every day, at least almost every day. First habit is to wake up early, usually around 7 to 7:30. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a morning person, but I do love how quiet and peaceful the mornings feel. And waking up around 7 is a good middle ground. It's not super early, but it's early enough where I get to enjoy my cup of coffee in the morning and get to the other habits that we're gonna go into. The second, as I already mentioned, is of course, make coffee. Coffee, if you know me, if you follow me on Instagram, is my life. I love everything from the process of making coffee, smelling coffee, essentially, it's something that I know if I have, it puts my mind in work mode, and I just find it easier to motivate myself with coffee. And last year, Kurt got me an espresso machine for Christmas, and it is the best gift because I use it every morning, and it comes with a milk foamer. I basically get an oat milk latte every morning, and it's amazing. The next thing I do after I make my coffee is I like to meditate or read. I allot about 20 minutes for this in the morning, and I usually alternate between meditating and reading. Waking up with a mindfulness activity such as meditating or reading calms me, makes me more present, and usually has a ripple effect on the rest of my day. The next thing on my list of habits is to work out in the morning. It's kind of like that concept, Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. Doesn't mean literally eat a frog, but it's basically the idea of doing your hardest task first thing in the morning. That way there's less chance of procrastinating. I just feel better after working out in the morning. I feel more energized, I feel accomplished, and I like that I get it out of the way so I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day. I used to work out in the evenings after work, but I would just be so tired and so drained by the end of a workday that I either skip it or I just don't get a great workout in. I like to go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week, and the other days I either get a walk in or I recently got a bike and I'm so excited about it. So I've been finding every excuse to use my bike. So sometimes I run an errand, I bike to the store. Surprisingly, a really good workout. Either that or I just suck at cardio. But yeah, I like to just move my body in some way every single morning. Even a 5 to 10 minute walk outside wakes your body up, wakes your mind up, and might even give you more energy throughout the day. The next thing is to make a healthy breakfast. I do this thing, it's not really called meal prepping, but it's similar. Every time I cook breakfast, I cook 3 portions at a time.
I don't think I have enough sweet potatoes.
That way I have breakfast for today and the next 2 days, and I find that it really does save time, like chopping up the things, heating up the pan, and cleaning up afterwards. Those little things really add up, so that's why cooking 3 portions at a time really works for me. And by having my food ready, I'm less likely to order out or eat something that's not fully nutritious, like just a toast or something, and I eat healthier. The next thing is having a time and place for my goals. Now I can make a whole video on how the system is more important than the goal itself, but in short, I like to create hard and fast rules for them. For example, I will work on my goal for 1 hour at 6 p.m. from Tuesdays to Saturdays. Having a system in place or hard and fast rules eliminates the possibility of my brain procrastinating because it eliminates the paradox of choice. My brain would not have the time to contemplate on what I should be working on from 6 to 7 p.m. And eliminating that choice makes it so much more likely that I'm going to show up and actually work on what I wanted to work on. I like to put everything I schedule in my calendar, and there's a timer that sets off 10 minutes before it starts. And by the time it hits 6 o'clock, I'm either writing or editing photos. It's different every day and it's just whatever I'm working on that week. Setting a time and place for goals in the short term, yes, it helps me work on my goals, but in the grand scheme of things, these little actions add up and they more so prove to yourself that you can be self-disciplined and helps you grow the confidence that you can do whatever you want in life. It's just growing those little confidence boosters one day at a time, one habit at a time. So after that, I like to get comfy and put on my sweatpants and put on comfy socks. As I mentioned, I work from home, so I like having this mini ritual of putting on comfy pants to kind of tell my body to go into relax mode now and get off work mode. So after that, Kurt and I would either order food or we would make dinner at home.
This is what dinners with Kurt is like.
Hi guys, how's it going?
I usually prioritize eating more greens and proteins in the evening and less of the carbs.
This is my dinner. And this is Kurt's.
I don't know if I made enough pasta.
I don't think you have enough for one night, Kurt.
I think I should make more.
And yeah, at this time we would just have dinner. We'd either watch a true crime documentary together or we just chat. Her and I don't really eat breakfast or lunch together, even though we both work from home. So dinner is like our intentional time together. So the next habit is spend 10 to 20 minutes to tidy up and reset the kitchen. I clean my metal straw that I use for coffee in the morning. I wipe the counters, basically reset the kitchen. So the next morning when I go in to make my coffee, I wake up to a clean kitchen. Just saying that gives me so much satisfaction. The last habit I have is to have a set night routine. I have a Google notification that reminds me at 9:45 p.m. to start getting ready, to head upstairs and get ready so that I am in bed by 11 p.m. So when that notification hits, I take my vitamins and I head upstairs. I usually put Friends or The Office on to make it fun. I find that by putting on a fun and lighthearted show makes me look forward to getting to bed. It makes it less sad that the day is ending. Because let's admit it, getting ready for bed is not the most exciting thing. I used to love staying up late and watching YouTube or reading. By having a set time for my night routine, it ensures that I get to bed on time, which means I wake up early and I get to do these habits all over again and have a great day. So that is all my habits and routines that I do every day that helps me reach my goals and overall become a healthier and happier person. Let me know what habits that you do every day that makes you happy or feel good or just makes your life better in some way. I'd love to know. And these are just things that I do on a day-to-day level. Of course, there's weekly things that I do like weekly resets or monthly reviews. I get really geeky about this stuff, but if you'd like to see any routine videos, if you have any video ideas, leave them down below. I'd love to know. And until then, I'll see you guys next time.